Dr. Shawnette here. Today I'm coming to you with a subject that it's actually uh, close to me, myself. And so I'm going through a divorce and I was looking for divorce help out there, just different help online, and I felt like I seen a lot of little, clips about you didn't need him, this and that and all this, just different things. But I felt like I didn't see a lot of videos on how to get through it and how to go through it the best. And so I wanted to make some divorce care videos. And the first thing I'll say is that the first thing I wanted to go over is even why I stayed in the marriage in the first place, And I think a lot of times it was for everybody but myself. I think that a lot of times as a therapist, I didn't want to be a divorce therapist. That was one big reason. When I was going through many, many hard times, I just didn't want to be a divorce therapist. So for people, of course, for the kids, I wanted the kids to stay in the same school district and not move schools. And of course, finances at some point, we were, doing things together financially. So I needed it for that. I had hope, always had hope that things would get better. Fear of being alone. I need to write that down because fear of being alone, because I know I dealt with that, had to deal with that fear of being alone, because I had to start telling myself, you ain't alone. You're not alone. I have 6 kids. I'm not alone. And I have a really good family, really close family, close-knit family. So I had to keep telling myself, you're not alone, so stop saying that. So I think everything that you say to yourself is really important, like the words that you say to yourself. But one thing that helps me is to know that most of the time I stay married for other people or for other things. I did not stay married because I was content. I don't even want to say the word happy anymore. I just want to say content. Most of the time I felt very bad and beat up. And I just stayed anyway for other reasons. So I think that's one thing, is to go back and see, why you was married. But I think when you actually go through a divorce, like what I wish I knew about divorce is that divorce is a lot. Have you been married to a person for a long time? Like I was with my husband married 15 years and with him 16 years. It's a lot. It's like a shock to your body. You forget all the reasons that you got a divorce. So I would tell a person is, if you thinking about going through divorce, you need to start writing almost a book. You need to get a journal and start writing why you are getting the divorce. Because once you start going through divorce, your brain literally forgets all the bad stuff and it remembers all the good stuff. It's like a little teddy bear be following you around too, reminding you. It's hard to get out of your head. It's like that little teddy bear is like, da, 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 da. It's harassing you all day. It's real hard to get out of your head. You feel a deep sense of hurt and pain. It's very painful. So I just, I want people to know that if you decide to go through a divorce, if you've done everything you can and you decide to, be ready to be in pain, because it's very painful. Overwhelming emotions and confusion is very normal through the divorce. You would feel very overwhelmed. So don't go in there like me. I was going in there like I wanted a divorce, and I felt kind of good at first for the first couple of days when it started happening. And then I just crashed. People think I'm a really strong person, but I literally went into the clinic and just broke down and just had a whole meltdown in the clinic. And that was crazy to me because I'm a mental health person. I'm a therapist. What am I doing breaking down? But therapists are still human. And then I was doing so bad. My blood pressure was up real high. The people gave me mental health meds. And so I tried to reconcile. I had thought about it for a long time, but then I tried to reconcile and that didn't work. And I was happy that he decided to still go ahead and leave the marriage, which was good for me because I needed to leave. I needed it to be over. But myself is always trying to rescue. I'm always trying to rescue situations. Another reason why I stayed married is because things should get better. And that's what bothered me in the end. Things should have been better or got better. It bothered me. What could I have done? And I know I had done a lot of things throughout the years. And my brain still kept playing games, started playing games with me. You could have done this. You could have done that. You could have tried this. You could have tried that. Shoulds. And you should know about shoulds. Shoulds is a thought distortion. It's not reality. Reality is the situation is what it is. If you've been in a situation for many years, you've seen what it can do and what it can be. And if it hasn't been good, then it's not going to be good. And that's just it. You know, well, you could have tried this, could have tried that. I'm good at thinking about more things that I can do. You know, and that's what kept me in there too. Is I can do this and I can do that. And then he would be like, I don't need to change. But I was still like, well, Shawnette needs to change. I can do this and I can do that and try this and try that. I think hopes for really gets you. Hope, that word hope. What you hope for, you know, really gets you. Keeps you in the marriage. Hope it can get this way. Hope this can happen. Hope that can happen. And it doesn't. I feel like the marriages that end, as a therapist, I feel like the marriages that end were already bad in the first place. You know, and a lot of times we still get married because we insecure, and we want to be married. You know, we just want to say, I'm married. Us married now. I used to say that all the time as a joke. Us married now. Like off of Color Purple. You know, you just want to be a wife. You're not truly evaluating the situation. You just want to be a wife. Because I can remember when I first met my husband in the beginning, he was screaming at my kids, screaming to the top of his lungs in like 2 weeks. I mean, how did I go any further? You know, because that was always a problem. Screaming, hollering, you know, bullying. But he started that early in the game. And people was telling me then to not do it. I had a friend tell me, my friend Robert told me, he was like, leave that little boy alone. I remember my daughter told him, she said, I'm more mature than you are. I'm 15 and I'm more 16 or whatever age she was. I'm more mature than you. And then I had other people tell me, especially my kids, was like, no, like don't do that. But I wanted to be married. So that's the thing, you know, I wanted to be someone's. I wanted someone to say, you know, she's mine. I always had that. I mean, I've been married most of my life. And so and then I stayed married for that reason. Didn't want to get another divorce, you know, every reason except for I'm content and I'm in a safe space. And this is a happy place. And so I think that's part of it, you know, finding why you wanted a divorce. And if you think about it in advance, go ahead and start journaling why you are getting a divorce. Because when you go through it, you will forget. Because the hurt is so deep when you've been around somebody a lot of years. That person has become like family to you. You know, and they compare it to the grief process. But I say the grief process, I guess it could be the first stage of grief is denial. And I say that's the first step here too, is accepting the part about accepting that it's over. You want to deny it, that it's over, you know. And so I just wanted to talk about that first thing, and anybody can share any videos, but just how overwhelming emotions and confusion is normal. And just know that, like, you know, you're still one step closer. If this is what you really need to do, you're one step closer to it. So just know what to expect, at least. Because I felt like as a therapist, I didn't know what to expect. I've actually got a divorce before, and I felt like I didn't feel too much. And I think sometimes you won't feel a lot of feelings, but I was only married that time for 5-6 years. And I was so busy in those days doing hair and just busy raising kids. I think when you're busy with a lot of things, sometimes for some people, if the finances is a problem, it may be harder. But for me, being busy, I didn't even notice it when I was the other time. But this time, I think because, you know, I'm able to work from home now. My life is, even though my life is busy, dancing a lot, because if y'all know me, the dancing relationship doctor back there, my life is pretty busy, but I still have a lot of time to think. And then I work with clients, and so I'm on I'm talking to people. a lot, dealing with people a lot, listening to people's, people's stuff a lot. And so I have a lot of time to think. And that little rabbit, whatever you want to call it, that little teddy bear thing or whatever, it's just running wild in your brain. And so just know overthinking is very normal. A lot of overthinking, a lot of high intensity feelings. And so one thing I did, one of the first things I did was I gathered my support. I told people I don't care what people think about me. I mean, I told people. I switched from worried about staying married to divorce care. Okay, well now I can help people through a divorce, and I can still help people through marriage because I mean I know a lot about how to stay married, but I know how to also, what leads you towards divorce if you don't do something about it. So I started divorce care. I've actually been pushing my clients a whole lot to fix your issues before you get divorced. If you really want the marriage, deal with issues before. Kind of lost my train of thought there. But so that's one thing I did. Like I said, I gathered support. I told my friends, I told people in the dance community, I told my family, and people just kind of gathered around me and was like, hey, we're here. My sister tried to jump on the airplane right there when I told her. And I told her, I'm going to be okay. But I gathered my support. And so those are things to do if you're going to do it or you're going through it, is to get support, ask for support. Like I said, they did put me on meds for a couple of weeks, and I took them for a couple of weeks, but yeah, I don't know the side effects. I didn't like the side effects, so I quit. But I don't see nothing wrong with that angle. I mean, I haven't seen a therapist yet because of my insurance, but I probably will seek therapy myself. I mean, because therapists do need therapy too. So, I'll seek therapy, and just realizing that, thinking about a lot about, and visualizing too, a lot about my future, a lot about the future. I could experience so much, one thing I will say in starting to move forward is, I've been expecting people to be mean now. And I come to find out that people are not. It's weird to me. Like I'm expecting what I was in, even though I wanted to be out of it. So that was crazy for me. I had to redirect my thinking and my emotions to know that people are not everybody's like that. It's not even normal to be like that, to just be mean. I believe in somatic therapies. So I went to my body. So I do a lot of breath work. Listen to a lot of music. Of course, I go dancing. When I'm feeling really stressed, I'll take a deep breath, and on my breath out, like you're blowing out a candle, try to get deeper and deeper in that breath. I did a lot of that. Getting out in the sun. I won't lie, like I went to work out a lot. I needed to go work out. I just couldn't find the energy. I couldn't find the energy to work out. Couldn't find the energy to go to my stretch appointments that I was going to. I couldn't find the energy for a lot of things. I just try to survive. Like, I think if you're going to do something like that, you go through that for a little while, just try to survive. Because it is a lot. But I just want people to know, if you go through it, know that prepare yourself. Prepare yourself for it. So that's it. That's me. That's my first video on divorce care. And the first stage, like I said, is just being overwhelmed. Deep hurt. Feelings of deep hurt, overwhelming emotions and confusion are normal for divorce, after divorce. So remember that. So see y'all soon.